How's it going, everyone? So we are out on our trip to Sturgis. So just left, got the bike all packed up. We're traveling with some friends of ours. Well, actually, my father-in-law, he's the one in the yellow and up top. He's leading the way. And then a friend, Christopher, he's right there in the middle. It's about 102 degrees right now. This is toasty. We're headed to the highway. Leaving Oklahoma, Edmond, Oklahoma. We're going to go up to Salina for the first leg. It's about 3.5 hours away. Nothing to see on this one. And tomorrow morning we're going to head out from Salina and go through Denver and then up through the Estes Park. So that'll be pretty neat. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a fun trip. We're going to be gone for 9 days and going through there. Maybe 2,500 to possibly 3,000 miles is somewhere in there. So we have 1,400. We're leaving with 1,400 miles on the bike, and then we'll see what we do when we get back. So it's comfortable outside of the heat, and not going to be a pretty drive. I'll see what's going on, but it's looking nice. Clear skies. I don't think any rain's coming in our way for the whole trip. We'll see when we get up there how it is. Looking forward to it. Gonna be in the 50s, so that will be nice in the evenings, and mid to upper 80s I think during the day. So that's a lot better than waking up and it's 80 like it is here, and then it's 100 and the whole during the day. So we don't get much of a cool down at all, if you even call 80 degrees a cool down. So but we're looking forward to it. I'm going to shut it off right here. I'll turn it back on. We'll do a little bit of talk over the highway when we get on the highway and get going, cruise control and all that stuff. All right, so we just got on the highway. This thing cruises really nice. 78 right now, holding at the cruise. Father-in-law's in the front and Chris is right there in the back. Hot day still. But hopefully the wind noise is not too bad. I've never filmed on the highway, this is the first one. But it handles on the highway really well. I do like it. Cruising down on the highway. We got it loaded down. Bags, gear. Wife's in the back, and so it keeps its speed really well. Cruise control really does really well. So I haven't been on the highway too much, but I did brake. Get my feet wet early on. Probably had the bike 3 or 4 days and got on the highway, and I've done several hours on it. Probably a few 100 miles though, and I needed a break. Get into the highway pretty quick because I knew we were going to be traveling a lot on the highway. So it never bothered me. I enjoyed it. I wasn't ever scared. I just, you got to do it and get your ripped band-aid off, as they say, and get out there and go out there and do it. And once you get comfortable with it. One thing when I was watching videos about the handling, and I think this is coming from, like I said before, when I was looking at this, I did not ever see a person that wasn't coming off like a two-wheel bike going into this, or that had ridden these. Then when I got mine, like I've only had it about a month. I bought it on June, we picked it up June 26th, and it's July 26th, on 25th and stuff. So like I've had it about 1 month, and that was it. And you know, and so I was kind of worried about the handling, but I don't know if the handling is because they coming off a two-wheeler and they're going into this three-wheeler. I have no problem. I don't feel like I'm all over the road. I don't have any problem with that, with the handling, oversteering, or anything like that. Now I do know when it's just me, I can take curves really quick, pretty fast. But when I put a passenger on, when we got it loaded down, now, you can't do that. We've had that front wheel, this one over here, right there, up off the ground. We're doing it a little bit too fast, and so we got to watch that. That is something that they can do. You know, now people say they can't flip. I don't believe that. I believe that they can flip, and that they will flip. If you want it to flip, you're going to. But I do believe that they are safer. They're a little bit wider. Well, they're a lot wider than a motorcycle. You are seeing, now I have been pulled out twice, and once with my wife on it, on here and stuff. So people still do pull out in front of them. That happens. People are just so occupied. I don't put it past anybody. I don't care really what they do. I just think most people don't pay attention. That's how I look at it, all driving. I don't everybody's distracted by everything. You know, so I keep my head on a swivel, make sure that we can be seen as much as we can be seen, and you know, I don't worry about it though, as long as I'm doing my part, and you know, practice your moves and get comfortable behind the wheel. The more you drive, the more you're going to be comfortable, and that's just the way I look at it, and that's how I see it. You know, I think everybody's distracted. Doesn't matter who you are. You just have to drive like everybody don't see you, no matter what. And I drive like that even in my truck. I mean, I don't believe people see you. So, but you can't let that stop you from having a good time, you know. You ride your ride, make sure that you're comfortable doing your stuff. But I'm one of those people, I get comfortable by just learning, by doing it. And you know, super excited for the trip. It's going to be really fun. We're looking forward to it and stuff. But you know, we got about a 4-hour drive, 3.5, 4-hour drive up this highway, and that's all that we're going to see pretty much right here. It's just a whole bunch of pasture land, flat. There's not a lot of scenery per se, and going through Oklahoma and Kansas is not up I-35, at least, that's for sure. Now you get into the western part and the eastern parts, it is pretty. We've got the mountains out there, or what we call mountains. I know you all people that in Colorado, you don't call them mountains, but we call them mountains. We enjoy that. We'll take you on a ride up there. I love going out there. We got bees set up all out there too, so that's fun. Just wait it out. That's all we can do. Well, finally got moving. There's the wreck. Looks like fire battle. Not good. Hope everybody's safe over there.